Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Unstoppable podcast. I'm your host, Diana Chen, and I've got a very special and fun guest today. I've got Wuki. He's a Grammy-nominated producer and remixer that many of you may have heard of, and he's also very deep in the crypto space. So I'm excited to have a different perspective on the podcast today. We're hearing straight from the source of an artist, of a creator, and I've always said, I think one of the most compelling use cases for crypto and Web3 is for content creators, artists, musicians. So I'm really excited to talk to Wuki and hear his perspective on why this space is so exciting and why other musicians and artists should hop on board as well. So, hey, thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me. I'm excited about this.
Of course, of course. So, to start off, I want to know a little bit more about your background. So, I want to know, who were you before you were Wuki? Like, what were you doing? How did you get into music in the first place?
So, yeah, I mean, I was always kind of like a misfit in high school. I played in bands. I started playing guitar when I was like 13. I like played in rock bands. I was really into like hardcore music. And Probably like the first step in the music industry was like I was like 19 or 20 years old. I remember dropping out of college. I hated college. I did one semester and I dropped out. And I joined this band with a couple friends from my hometown that like I always like admired them. They were like always like my buddies. They had like a different band and they were starting a new one. And I joined and we actually got signed to like a major label and we to Island Def Jam, and like that was like my first step in the music industry, and like that my life was just like kind of crazy from then. Like I we were like touring Europe a bunch, and like just we toured the States a bunch. We were like a band in a van, like that kind of world, like before dance music was like really popping in America. And so that was like, I mean, that was my life. That was like 7 years. And then pretty much the band broke up. The other guys just didn't really want to do it anymore. We were like kind of big, but it was hard, man. It's so hard to be in a band. And so I still really wanted to do music, and like electronic music was like really popping at the time. And I was like, I really want to get into this. And I mean, I like programmed before. We were like half electronic, so I just like went really deep for a whole year and just like learned a bunch and started producing, and that's when Wookie was born. And just been grinding ever since, really.
Gotcha, gotcha. And then for people who aren't familiar, like, what kind of music is just like general electronic music? And then, what does remixer mean? Is that the same thing as a DJ or is that different?
Well, I put remixer in my bio because I'm kind of known for remixes. Like I do a lot of remixes. I was nominated for a Grammy nominated for a remix. And like a lot of like my edits get played out by like everybody. I guess the difference between a remix, edit, and mashup is all kind of subjective. So it's like at, but like I'm also a producer. I'm also a music producer and a DJ. So it's like I kind of just like blur all those lines. A lot of people don't know where to put me. So, but it is all like fun dance music, if that makes sense.
Gotcha, gotcha. And then like, where do you get your inspiration from?
Uh, I don't know, man. I'll be in the grocery store and like hear an old song and be like, oh, I could flip that, and like I'll throw like some weird acapella over it and put it on TikTok, and it'll like blow up.
Nice, nice. All right. So, so the other side of you, there's like the musician side of you, and then the other side of you is sort of this crypto guy. And so, when did you get into crypto? Like, when did you first hear about it, and then how did you like get into it?
So I actually, yeah, I got into it like 2016. I think I bought Bitcoin at like $600 or something like that. Ethereum at like $12. I heard what's his name, Andreas Antonopoulos on a podcast, and I was just like really intrigued. He laid it out really well, like the whole like decentralized thing. And I was just like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. I was still really confused. I mean, looking back, I didn't really know anything, and I just I just jumped in because I like wanted to just, I don't know. I would invest in stocks, but it was always like little bit, I was like, this is cool, but kind of boring. Stocks were always like something my dad did, and I was like, whatever. And so I jumped in, and then like the craze happened while I held I held from 600 to 20,000 that year. And so I was like, it was like probably the most money I ever made in my life. And I was like, oh my God. I was going deep. I was going into the shit coins and like all like the altcoins and everything. I opened a Binance. I remember I stopped making music. I was like, just like me and my friend were like just buying stuff. One of my friends owns a CryptoPunk. He told me to get him, and I was like, I don't even know what this is. I honestly, I hate saying this, but I think I might have a CryptoPunk on a MetaMask somewhere that is lost, unfortunately.
Oh
But
my gosh, so many people
yeah,
listening are gonna hate you for
I know, but it's the
that.
truth. I if I could find that MetaMask, I might have either a CryptoKitty or CryptoPunk in there. I'm like, I smoke weed, so I might have forgot like what's going on, but like I vaguely remember doing that. I know I have a MetaMask, but so yeah, that was 2016, 2017, and then I got pretty into it then, and I mean obviously everything dipped down, and I got out at like when it dipped down to like 16, because I mean obviously I needed the money at the time. I wasn't I kind of grew a lot since then, so like I really needed to take the money, and then it kind of like it settled down, and then to be honest I did kind of get out of it because like I wasn't making money, and I was like whatever. I got like music and DJing sweeps you up. I'm like I'm doing stuff every that was like my main gig. I'm touring every week and everything, so I kind of like let it sit dormant for a bit. I had like I have a nano ledger that just I just let a couple hundreds or $1,000 sit on there, and basically just like didn't worry about it for a couple years until like this once the pandemic hit, and once I started seeing Bitcoin kind of like get some more like bullish activity, I was like, okay, maybe I need to like pay attention to this more, and I started digging really deep like in the last year probably.
Okay, cool, cool. Yeah. So, when you started getting like deep into the space, like how did you start learning about it? And then like how would you explain why decentralization and Web3 is cool for like musicians or any type of artist or content creator to somebody listening, who like doesn't know anything about it?
For sure, yeah. I mean, it empowers artists, like just straight up. It gives artists and content creators way more control and power, which is like I've always thought like the most like there's so much bullshit in between a creator and someone who wants the content for pretty much all of time up until like these last few years, where it's like it has to go through an A&R guy, it has to go through a label, it has to go through a distributor, all these things, where it's like now you are it basically in a nutshell it allows you to be all of those things, and you don't have to deal with anyone, and it's just direct from the artist to the consumer, and that allows for so much more flexibility and like beautiful things that happen, really just like if like so much more communication, so much more directness, and it's just it really is like I really think it's the future, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously it's great for artists to, in the sense of making money, like musicians right now, they have to go through Spotify or a platform like that. And then Spotify takes like most of the money. So you don't actually end up making that much money. So obviously, like from a monetary perspective, that's great if you can actually earn all the money that you deserve to earn from the music that you make. But I'm wondering, like, from the perspective of interacting with your fans, how do you see that playing out in a decentralized Web3 world? Like right now it's like if I'm a fan, I might just listen to your music on your website or on, whatever platforms it's on, but I might not like actually ever interact with you or like the music I listen to. I'm never going to interact with those musicians. So how do you see that changing in the future?
Yeah, for sure. So like me personally, like something I could do is like on in my Discord, I have a community. I started a social token, And what they could do now is use that token within Discord to just like, if they want some direct feedback and they want to buy my time for an hour or so, they could pay me, you know, whatever, fill in the blank, like $30, and I will sit there and I'll give them direct feedback on like how they could help their track out a little bit. And so, and that's just one example. If they want a preset I made in a synth, like synths have something called presets where it's like you make the sound and then you could save it and you use it whenever you want. And they're like, "Yo, how'd you make that sound?" I could sell it to them for one Wookiee token or whatever. It's like that. There's a lot of things that we could do, and even I don't even think of. The community could think of it, and I'll be like, "Oh shit, that's a really good idea," and I'll do it because it's so easy and integrated now that I could just press the button and do it.
I was gonna ask you how like complex was the process of creating your own social token?
Well, I'm lucky. I'm using a company called Rally. They are hooking me up. They're so helpful. They're amazing. So like I mean, they mint the token for you, and then I have somebody working directly in my Discord that's helping me set it up. So, I mean, obviously not everyone can do that. Like, you do have to be like approved. But I was told from a few friends that people can do it, just not through that company. They just have to figure out how to do it on their own, which I'm sure people listening are like, "Oh, I know how to do that." So, uh, there, there's a lot of ways. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah, no, I think Rally's great. I'm like familiar with them as well, and I think that's a great way for people to like create community tokens or, social tokens that are just attached to one person. So do you think in the future that like all musicians and artists are going to create their own social token to be able to do stuff like this?
I think we're gonna see a lot more. I think there's always gonna be resistance and people that, you know, eh, I mean, there's different kind of artists. Like some people, like like I don't see DJ Snake starting a social token. Like he doesn't need to. Dude's already like beyond rich, and he's like just making hits, and he's like, whatever, I'm going to tour the world. I don't need to build a community. My community is all my millions of fans. So like some people are different. Like I'm like a nerdy producer dude that likes to just sit on my computer and do this stuff anyway. So I it works for me, and I think that's what a lot of people are. So I think it's just it's a matter of if it fits your personality, if it fits your workflow, and if you if you're into it. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And then what are some other cool, like, sort of Web3 tools that you use? Like, I know you're on Audius, which is super cool for musicians. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and, why musicians should get on board with that?
Yeah, Audius is sick. I mean, I like it for a few reasons. I make a lot of bootlegs and like mashups and stuff, and like I was saying, like edits and remixes that you can't necessarily clear. Like in music, like if you want to put it on Spotify or whatever, you have to clear it. And SoundCloud will take down, like if you do a bootleg, SoundCloud will take it down, YouTube will take it down, or like say you can't monetize it, which is fine. I mean, I'm not trying to like monetize other people's material, but what's nice about Audius is like I don't even have to worry about it getting taken down. And it's just like this cool little like underground like community that could like live on this kind of like mashup bootleg culture, which I've always loved. I think dance music has always been like a sample based culture. Um, and I think it's just in a way like this is kind of bringing it back because it is so possible. And then not only that, if you have a trending song on Audius, they give you some of their token. So, which has it's fluctuated quite a bit, but it went up quite a bit, and now it's staying around about $1. So they give you like $100 if you trend. And not only that, they did an airdrop once, which was like some of my friends said that was like the most money they ever made in music ever.
Nice. Okay, and then is it direct to, can you like make money from Audius? Like, can you like sell your music on Audius and then people pay you directly, or how does it work?
Not yet. They want to implement in a lot of stuff. I talked pretty direct with a couple of the guys. They're working on it. I mean, what's cool about it too is like if you build your community, if you build a following community there, whatever, um, it they are like they're thinking about all these things, and they're gonna. Uh, I'm pretty excited about what they have down the pipeline. Like it's gonna, they're probably gonna do some stuff like that, subscription style model, or um, like incorporate a social token. Like you could pay $5 by social token, then you can listen to everything. So that's what's so cool about it is that like they actually make the API open, so like other coding and super smart people can like take it and like integrate it, and I think that is where it's going to get really exciting. So like they're really just starting right now, so I think it's worth getting on. Like you're still early if you want to get on it now, and it's like it's a smaller uh audience. So I think that's actually cooler because SoundCloud, there's just so much stuff. Everything gets swamped out and it's like everyone's reposting. It's like whatever. It's almost pointless to put things on SoundCloud, in my opinion. Sorry, SoundCloud. But you guys never did anything for me, so Audius all day.
No, totally, totally fair. We actually had Cooper Turley from Audius on the podcast, like in
Nice.
one of the earlier episodes, and
Yeah, I
and
love Cooper.
yeah, he's awesome. So I'm definitely excited to see what they're able to build out, and I think that will be that's the only platform at least that I know of right now that's building anything towards the Web3 of like a music platform. So I think super cool to look out for. And then, are there any other like semi Web3 tools that you're on, like platforms you're on or tools that you use right now?
I mean, just the NFT stuff. I love OpenSea. I love Rarible. I love uh, I don't even know how to say it. Hayek Nuke. Do you know about that?
Yeah,
That
I know what you're
that
talking
website?
about. Yeah.
Yeah, HEC or HEN. That stuff's really cool. But I'm sure there's more. But that's all I am like really using right now.
Okay, gotcha. And then what's your view on NFT, or like I guess like have you minted any NFTs? Have you bought any? Like where do you stand with NFTs?
Yeah, so I've been collecting a lot. I think I've always been the guy that like in Mario games, like I want to get all like the little things and everything. So like to me, that's what it's like. It's kind of like a weird like version of that, but like real in a way. It's not real, but it's real. Um, so I'm definitely collecting. I'm like in the Bored Ape Club. I'm in the Bonsai Club. So I really like it. I'm a big fan of kind of getting in early and seeing where it goes and like the communities that go in there because you meet a lot of people by like getting into those like collectibles and stuff. And so I collect. I minted. So I had a few things. I did a drop on Known Origin for like my album, which was cool. And but I'm kind of realizing what I like more about NFTs is like this collectible side. Um, and maybe doing things like it for a musician. Ever since like this like NFT thing really kind of like went crazy. I kind of like was really figuring out, trying to think about like the role of like what a musician and like an would like an audio artist would play in this, and like I think I think we're gonna see a couple things pop up, like a streaming app that is like an NFT like type thing. But like I'm realizing sorry, I'm going around in circles, but I'm realizing I don't really necessarily love like just like making a one of one piece that like lives on the internet. That's not really, I don't know. That doesn't interest me very much, but I like I'd love to like make a song that I make just like 1,000 versions of, and I just sell them for like $3, and you can only get it that way or something like that. Or making a like an audio collectible that is like I don't know, like generative or something. Like you mint it and it like mints it at random, and like some are more rare and stuff like that. I think that could be cool. So I'm brainstorming. I actually did mint a few things on the HEN website. I wish I knew how to say it, but and I did actually sell a few there, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice,
Just
nice.
yeah.
You should check out, have you checked out Uniquely? They're like
No.
a new NFT platform. So they let you like fractionalize your NFTs. And so instead of having like one of one NFT that costs like millions of dollars that nobody can afford, you can
Yeah.
fractionalize it and have a collection of like 1,000 and, sell them at like a much more affordable price to
Right.
people. But you should check them out. And then with like the generative art side of things, that reminded me of a couple of projects that I don't know if you've heard of Proof of Beauty, and then there's another one called ETH Block Art.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, they're just like generative art on the blockchain, and so you can like if you minted an NFT of like an audio track that you made or something, you could just like put in the transaction hash that you pull from Etherscan into either of those platforms, and then they'll like automatically generate this art piece using like whatever their algorithm or their formula is. It's pretty
Well,
cool. Yeah, you should look into it.
yeah, that stuff is like what is like kind of really, really cool about the NFT world. I'm realizing that is like what I'm the more I go in, the more I realize that what I'm actually excited about instead of just like the like getting overwhelmed by like all the things. That sounds really cool. Yeah, I love the generative stuff. That is just really neat to me. I don't know. And then like
Yeah, for sure. And well, and then
yeah.
another aspect of NFTs, I don't know if you've like thought about it or if you're gonna do it in the future, but is like attaching an NFT to like a physical event. So say like if you buy this NFT, then you get a backstage pass to your next concert or something like that.
Yeah, actually, the one unknown origin is still for sale. The one of one comes with a two passes to EDC Vegas. So
Nice.
if you're listening, you want to go to EDC Vegas, go through. It's still up there. It's just I don't know, just sitting there.
Very cool. Okay, okay, yeah. So people definitely go check that out.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, if you were to, try to envision and like predict the future as much as you could, and put yourself like 5 years into the future, how do you see artists, like using NFTs or just like interacting in the space? Like, how do you see this whole like music ecosystem being?
So I think there's gonna definitely be labels that pop up that are like based around this. Like you have to hold the token to get any of the music or listen to it. So there's that. I think there's gonna be platforms that are like almost like Spotify replacements. So like you could load up your wallet with 100 tokens and like listen to music and like the artist will get like a fraction of the token or something like that. I could see that coming. Those are like the two main things that I could see happening. I'm sure there's more, and that's I don't know. That's up to people smarter than me to figure it out.
No, I think those are all great predictions. I sort of see the new music labels you were talking about pop up. I almost see them popping up as DAOs, like decentralized autonomous organizations, as just groups of people. Like they don't have to be professional record label people. They can just be like normal people that really like music and listen to music a lot and, have like good taste in music and can like pick out like the people that can like go on YouTube and like see these small YouTube artists and pick out the next big person. Like those people, I think, if you imagine like all of those people coming together and forming a DAO, that could be a really powerful music label in essence, but that's like different from like a traditional organization. But yeah, those are
No, yeah, I think that would be sick. I'm pretty excited for that. I think that's coming for sure. It's a
yeah.
cool idea.
Yeah, definitely. So for newbies listening, like especially like newbie artists, what are some like initial things that they should do to start getting into the space so that when it gets fully developed, they're there and they're ready?
Like musician artists or just anyone?
Musician, artist, or anyone, yeah, anyone that's like creating stuff.
Yeah, I guess I guess just like learn as much as you can, read uh there's definitely like some basic essential books that I think are super important. Um I forget the names of them right now. I have them on my Audible. I'm listening to them. I'm also learning, so uh but man, yeah, jump in like podcasts like this. I mean, I know there's a lot of clubhouses that talk about this stuff. Those could get a little exhausting because it's just sometimes, man, my pet peeve of mine is when somebody like talks too long in Clubhouse and it's like not super informative. And I'm like, what am I doing? So like, I don't know, maybe get some more like super direct information, pop in the clubhouses, connect with people, jump in the discords. Discord's huge. Um, but like I mean, community is such a big aspect of this, I think, and like learning the other people that are like into this, learn from other people, and just like try it out, and like learn how to, you know, send. Like if you're brand new, you should definitely just like open a few wallets and like learn how to like send some crypto to another one, open a MetaMask, and like know about like connecting it to a website and uh like how to actually, I think that the one I keep bringing up, the HEC website, would be really a good place to start because you don't have to know much, and you just need, and it doesn't cost very much. Like you could just load it up with like $20, and you could like start buying art really because it's so cheap. And so that might be a good place to start because a lot of people are scared about like I'm gonna like spend so much money on gas if I try and buy an NFT, and like some people don't want to waste $20. It's important to them, which I think gas is like that right now. But sometimes it's like $100. So yeah, I think just like doing those little things, you'll start understanding like how it works, and then like there'll be like little things that like pop up like up until up until last year, I didn't really understand what Etherscan was, and like stuff like that is important to know. So I mean, it's huge. There's so much to this world, but the more you actually just like do it a little bit, it starts like kind of all clicking. Like it's all in the blockchain. It's all verified, and uh, I don't know. It's pretty powerful and cool, and you just gotta dig in.
It it's a lot, but you got to start somewhere, right? Baby steps, and then eventually you'll get there. And then because you brought up the gas fees issue, that somebody from Twitter asked a question. This was Danamite from Twitter wants to know. They said OpenSea just launched on Polygon, allowing free transactions. I don't know that it's free, but it's like very, very cheap. Bringing NFTs to the masses. Is he utilizing that?
I mean, I haven't personally utilized it yet, but I know about it, and I'm definitely interested. I invest in Polygon. Um, I'm definitely super into it. I like the cheap gas stuff for sure. I think that it makes it a lot more inviting for people to jump in. Um, so I think, and not only that, it's better for the environment, which I know is a huge critique of cryptocurrency. Um, so I'm a big supporter of it. Yeah.
Nice, nice. And then another thing you brought up earlier that I just wanted to follow up on is like you talked about the importance of building community in the crypto space. And that's like something I talk about all the time too. So I was just wondering, like for you, what have been some of your best strategies with building community?
Uh, I mean, I guess it's a little different for me than just like a regular person out there. Not that I'm not regular, but like people know, they see Wookie, they see the verified check marks, all this stuff. So it's like they're like want to talk to me. So, but I think just don't be afraid just to reach out. I mean, always. I pretty much hit up anybody, that anybody that hits me up, and I think yeah, just like be nice. If someone doesn't hit you back, don't get mad. Uh, and like start. if you know some friends that are into it too, like start building with them. I have like a really, really good group of friends that like we kind of like help each other stuff. We uh like, send each other projects, we get in on things together and like give each other advice and stuff. And that's actually really fun. Like we're all growing together a lot, which is really cool. And yeah, just I don't know, don't be afraid. Just most people are pretty nice. Just say what's up.
For sure. It is. I second that. I mean, it's a small community right now because it's still early days, and I would say it's a pretty tight-knit community. So don't be afraid to reach out, and people are nice, and people will help you out. All right, cool. So this last segment, I always end every podcast episode with explain your tweet, where I pull some
Oh
tweets
shit, I'm
and
scared.
give you a chance. Everybody gets scared, but there's like nothing to be. I've never actually pulled
I
up
say
a
some
bad
stupid
tweet.
shit.
All right, so let's see. Let's see. This first one that I have is from May 24th, 2021. You said, looking back, DJ Nitty Gritty and I were so blessed to complete 95% of our tour right before the pandemic hit. This weekend, we reunite for another B2B at Tampa, SMF Tampa, and I
Yeah.
cannot wait. So that's awesome that you guys timed out the tour so well. But also, like, what was COVID like for you guys? Because you couldn't perform or like do anything for a while, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a whirlwind. A lot of ups and downs for me. I was living in Los Angeles at the time. Uh, you know, and like so you're like, yeah, I like in my tweet it says like we did pretty much 95% of our tour. We only had to cancel one weekend. So like, I mean, we're really, really lucky we got to like get in because DJs make most of their money DJing out on tour. So like when we book like a big tour like that where we do like 40 shows, that's like a big bag for me that I could like hold on to for the rest of the year. And so I was pretty set up. I know a lot of people weren't, but I was lucky. So like I had it. I was chilling in LA and but I mean obviously we were all learning what was happening and like shit got pretty crazy. Like I was in downtown LA when all like the protests slash riots were happening. So that was pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie. I mean like support the cause, but like my friends like apartment building got looted. It was nuts. Like he sent me some videos that were fucking scary. And so I was a little scared, I'm not gonna lie. And it I was scared about money, that like how long is this gonna last? How long am I not gonna play shows? Scared about just like I mean, usually I like to go out at night. I can't really go out in downtown Los Angeles during that time. So that was scary. Um, yeah, curfew. Like we had curfew for 2 weeks out there. That was crazy. And then I don't know. It was just a lot of ups and downs. There was like like Twitch streaming got really big, and like everyone's like, "All right, we gotta get jump on Twitch streaming, stream." And it was like, okay, that's cool. Doesn't I mean, not that everything's about money, but okay. Here's the good thing that really came from few good things that really came from COVID. I learned the importance of building a community because I got on Twitch and I got on Discord and I started realizing that there's a lot of people that want to just like, build together, be in your Discord and like talk and hang and like that actually grew to be pretty cool. Like building on Twitch and stuff. It took me a second to like get my footing. Like I realized I don't really love DJing on Twitch. I like just like sitting at my computer and like making music and like doing dumb shit. So that's what I do now. Like every Wednesday I just stream, just either making a beat, checking out people's music, or looking at TikTok or whatever. And but then actually like I would like once the summer hit, I was like pretty scared that this was like, gonna last for a full year. So I was like, all right, I'm not paying for this fucking apartment. It's so expensive in LA. It just wasn't worth it when not making shows. All everything was done on Zoom anyway. I did like sessions via Zoom. So I was like, what am I doing here? I can't do anything. So I left LA. I'm lucky enough to own a house in Colorado. So I just like went back. I could live super cheap here and just like chill. And I love Colorado too. So that was hectic too. Moving during a pandemic, not super fun. So then, yeah, I just chilled here for I've been chilling. Yeah, I'm super lucky. I just been dip I went deep in stocks, went deep in crypto, had a pretty good year actually, surprisingly. After with like no DJ income, I actually like did pretty well with stocks and music. So yeah, I'm just vibing now, really. I don't know.
That's pretty cool. Are you on like Decentraland or Crypto Voxels or anything like that by chance?
I'm in Sandbox. Is that what you mean, like the metaverse?
Yeah, yeah, the metaverse. Because I've seen some DJs like just like play shows during the day on like Crypto Voxels or Decentraland, and I'll just like go and chill and like I'll be like working during the day and just like have this like live DJ show like playing in the background. It's pretty cool.
I haven't done that yet, but I have seen some of my friends do it. I think so. I bought a piece of land in Sandbox, so I think you'll be able to do that there. I think I'm gonna wait till I can do that. Uh, I don't love DJing not in a real crowd. I'll be honest. We'll see. I mean, maybe, but maybe I should do that because it'll maybe give me a different vibe of like what it's like instead of just staring at a screen. Like actually like see people like raising their hands and stuff. That could be pretty cool. So
Yeah,
I don't
for
know. I
sure.
should try
Way
it.
cooler. Yeah, you should
Yeah,
definitely give it a try. I think it'd be more fun than Twitch, probably. It's my guess.
probably. Yeah, I agree.
All right, cool. I
All
got
right.
another tweet for you. This one's from May 22nd, 2021. The tweet is just minted my first NFT, which is really cool. But then you threaded under that and you said, I think that the best argument for crypto versus energy consumption is not to deny or compare its usages, but instead explain why it's worth it. Crypto is the one system in life that isn't controlled by people at the top. It's decentralized, provides freedom and safety, so much more. So yeah, I just thought that was an interesting take on, all of that because everybody has obviously been like complaining about, blockchain not being eco-friendly and things like that. And that was an interesting take.
Yeah, so I think I mean if you think about like the hive mind of like people and like what convinces someone, I think that I think the argument has to be super simple. Like if you start deflecting and start saying like, well, the blockchain only takes up like this much of the environmental impact. Like people aren't going to be convinced by that. You have to convince them by like saying like, okay, maybe it does take up a little environmental energy. A lot of things do, but it is so important. It's going to change the world. It's going to empower so many people and it like it could save people's lives in like Venezuela. That's what like they in this book I'm reading, they say that like some people were literally saved because they were able to take money out through Bitcoin. So like that's one example. And like how many times have we heard about like labels get like fucking over artists? Sorry if I can't swear, but like like fucking over like Kanye. Kanye has to buy his masters back. Like if Kanye was 30 years later and I think, you know, he's coming up today, I don't think he would ever be in that situation. I think Kanye would be in a situation where he realizes this shit is like so important and like he can own it, you know? Um, so like we all agree that there's corruption in the world, right? Like at the very, very top, there's corruption and like this is a way of like weeding it out. I really believe that. And so I think, you know, I think the argument I'm trying to bring is that like yes, it a lot of things are bad for the environment. This is one of them, sure. Arguably not as bad as other things, and also arguably it inspires people to use like clean energy. I know, so like, but that's not going to convince anybody. I think you have to convince them that like the importance of the cause is that it's just worth it. I don't know. That's kind of what I meant.
I think that makes total sense. And yeah, I'm glad you had a chance to explain that because I totally agree with that. All right. Well, thanks so much, Wookie, for coming on the podcast and sharing all this with us. Before you go, just tell people where they can find you in case they don't already know. And then also, like, if you have any big things coming up that you can share or tease or, get people excited for, go ahead and share all of that.
For sure. Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty easy. WUKI everywhere, TikTok, IG, Twitter, and then if you go to those, then you could get a link to my Discord, and you could get a link to my social token. You could get a link to my NFT drops. So that's all there. People kind of figure it out on their own if they really want to find you anyway. And then, yeah, what do I have coming up? I mean, I'm touring a bunch. I have a tour coming in fall. I'm working on a few things. I'm working on a collectible NFT. I just dropped my social token, so like that could be really cool if you guys want to like be a part of my community. Definitely grab my social token, Wookie Bucks, and yeah, come through, come say what's up. I'm pretty friendly, I think. So yeah.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. All right. Well, thanks again so much, Wookie. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. And we'll be back again soon with another episode of the Unstoppable Podcast.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.